Good afternoon, VV Nation. Happy Monday, everybody. Looks like Right as Rains was the first to the comment section today. Welcome, Right as Rains. Happy Monday, everybody. We got Ollie G in the house, Pennywise, Chris also in the house, VV Nation. Now, I got the bull behind me. We do have one green light in the VectorVest software. The confirmed situation is still down. So if you're more conservative and you find yourself on the sidelines right now, hey, that is okay. You're waiting for further confirmation. Now, if you're more aggressive, speculative, prudent, you're probably doing a little swing trading, right? Alex says, hey, Ryan, how about UAMY? That didn't take long for UAMY. What about iron? Anybody look at iron? That sucker went from what, 33, 34 bucks when I first did my initial buy in the portfolio. Went up to 42, right? We'll talk about those if you want to. Otherwise, we talk about some other stocks. But I'll say this. Pretty much both those stocks are right at level of resistance. Like, as I'm talking. So if you missed the big move from end of last week to this week in those two positions, I wouldn't say rush in it. Look at the chart, make sure it makes sense. Make sure it makes sense. Alfredo says, I got iron. Alfredo, what price did you get in at, bud? Did you get that low mid 30s price? Because I saw the value hit 26. The value did tick back a little bit. So just a heads up, that's got me alerted. But I still got, 3 more weeks to fill these positions. Well, 4 more weeks. We got this week, next week, and then the first 2 weeks of January, right? I filled a little bit more of some positions because tonight's video will be on 2 more of the 2026 picks. So that just leaves 1 pick left. 1 pick left. Nice Panthers sweat. I was waiting for someone to call me out from a Panther. Hopefully there's no Tampa Bay fans watching today, right? It's all right. Ain't no sneaking around in that sweater, right? Yeah, you like how I just kept that real low key, right? Snuck in the Panthers. Hey, I got to represent the home team, right? And we've actually got a chance potentially to go to the playoffs. We'll see. I'd probably put my trust in iron more than I do Panthers getting into the playoffs, or at least making it that far. But hopefully, right? Yeah, first place. They're looking good. And I like that name they came up with Bryce Young recently, the Carolina Reaper. Game-winning drives. I like it. I got half of iron waiting to get in the other half if it goes down. Alfredo, I'm going to highlight that comment right here. I'm going to highlight that, right? I'm going to highlight this one. If you notice my portfolios, Glenn and myself, we can look at them today. We can help Glenn out, add some more positions if it makes sense. Trust me, I want to help Glenn out too. I want to make sure his portfolio looks good. Because I looked at his last year's portfolio, 2025. It looked really good, actually. And I will, because I did get access to his old VectorVest account. So I will share that portfolio results. And one of his picks this year, it's going to be one of my picks next year. Live in Tampa, but now root for Green Bay to be married. And that's a sad story this year. So congrats. So thank you. I appreciate it. All right. French Mama says it's Janice, Ryan. Janice. What do you mean? Let's see here. How about CoreWeave? CoreWeave is also rocketing. All right. Joey, switch us into the regular VectorVest software. Today's presentation. There's not much earnings. Actually, I'll just jump into it right now because I want to try to get as many of your stock picks as possible. I see the green light there. I know y'all probably already buying this morning. You probably bought Friday, some of you, right? Oh, Janet, yes. When did I say Janet? I know that's Janice. She's not even in the comment section. If I said Janet, I might be referring to Glenn's wife, by the way. French Mom. And if I did miss that up, I apologize.
You're just saying that she's got a different username today.
Oh, you got a different username, French Mama?
It's Janice, the Janice lady.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying. Never mind. I used to be under my name. Gotcha. So you are Janice. Gotcha. Appreciate that, French Mama. Yes, CoreWeave taking off. Yeah, let's take a look at some stocks here. Let's get through this real quick. Earnings. Nothing going to hold back the bears. No volatility, no Micron, no oracles. Look at this. Nothing that could cause us a problem this week, right? Looking at the economic calendar, nothing today. Tomorrow, we got GDP report. It is lower than expectations. I think the Santa Rally might might overshadow this, but keep this in mind going forward, right? 3.8, 3.2%. That's a pretty good little drop there, right? Let's see here. But the rest of the week, there's not much other than Wednesday, some initial jobless claims here. Again, that's Christmas Eve. Market's going to be closing early that day. We might just have a lot of reasons to excel this week. Now, after the holiday season, after New Year's, beginning of January, it's one of the reasons why I haven't fulfilled all my positions, because we might be able to get some opportunities in the future, right? We'll see. Almost a bagger on ISSC. Jake, I'm going to highlight that. Reason why? You may want to watch tonight's video. Data Vault, GPUS, Pavin made a lot of money this year, penny stock. Ali G, I hear you. I think you are probably going to be doing a penny stock video in 2026. Let me just get done with my general portfolio, and then we'll do the penny stocks, right? I mean, the penny stocks are already rocking. If you pretty much throw a dart at a speculative stock today, it's probably up since last Thursday, right? See, holiday low volume. Yes, that's what I want to hear. I'm not seeing the conviction we need. We'll take a look at some charts too and show you exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, as far as economic calendar, as far as the earnings calendar, light. Not going to give us a headache this week, right? So let me close out of this. Love ISSC lately. So I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't reinvent the wheel with the last two picks, right? One of them is going to be a top viewers pick. Right, in the stock viewer. You can already tell I got Micron in my portfolio. I already got gold and silver if you watched this Friday's video, right? So it leaves a few stocks that you could choose from. But that's the only hint you're getting right now. Now, as far as this, look at the homepage. We got one tick into the green right now. Primary wave is up. Financials are plus this week. Okay. SLV, yes, that was actually one of my picks Friday, Keith. And I just took a very simple approach. Again, don't make financial decisions based off this 2026. But think about it. I did a gold miner, I did a silver miner, and I paired that position with a spot ETF, one for gold, one for silver, right? Don't want to just necessarily jump all in on miners because they can be volatile, right? So I put a volatile pick with a more conservative spot pick. So hopefully you can respect that going in 2020. So it's probably a very similar strategy. I, incorporate with my mom. It's like I said, last week I was shocked when her financial advisor didn't have any exposure to precious metals in 2025. Like, what? Are you crazy? I wish Poet and Data Vault become optional. Yeah, you're not the only one. I do too. But PAL? What do you mean by PAL? What do you mean by PAL, boy? Boy C. Gordon. I like that name, actually. Boy C. Gordon. What do you mean by PAL? Just curious. Do you think iron downtrend is over? No, we'll take a look at that real quick. Actually, let's do this. Let's go to graphs. I already got both of them here. That's why I said let's just do it real quick. And after this, I'm going to give you some picks. And we're going to use the software to find some fish, like RT crossover. And one strategy that I actually used tonight in my other pick, because again, it's two picks, is a strategy I've utilized. I did mostly with short content. I started that strategy about 2 years ago. When we get there, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Your mom's advisor makes money, even if your mom doesn't. And that's exactly why I like this job, bud. Because advisors, they ain't got your best interest at heart. I'm telling you right now. They do not. I learned that, in 2008. When my parents' financial advisor didn't help them very much, right? I'm already an iron despite it not reaching 30. Ollie G, I'm not going to say that's bad, but you also were smart and you didn't fill the whole position, right? So let's take a look at iron, right? Look at the resistance right there, the 20-day EMA. The last several resistance touches, boom, boom, boom. I mean, it's stopped just short of my level. We got the 200-day here. We got value right here. So many reasons to be right here. I'm not surprised. Holiday rally. We got close. We decided to rally a little bit, right, going into the holidays. But look where we stopped. Doji, right at the 20-day EMA. So I wouldn't load up on it today because you're right at resistance, right? But if you bought back here, I loaded up a little bit last week. Probably not going to be mad at it. But here's UAMY. Here's another one, right? Just a lot of reasons to find support here, like 200-day moving average, bottom of the channel, undervalued, critical mineral, not necessarily rare earth, but still same scenario. I like it. And guess what? If I'm lucky, Again, because I only got 2 weeks to fill some of these positions here. I would, maybe after the holiday rally enthusiasm is over, we'll see. But I'm not getting confirmation that this downtrend is over by any means. If we get rejection here, yeah, I'm looking closer to the bottom of this channel here, and not in a very similar strategy to iron, right? I got 2 weeks to fill this. So either I'm going to be filling this portfolio momentum to the upside over the next 2 weeks, or I'm going to be filling it on rejection at, just logical pivot points if price pulls back, right? Because all these positions got to be filled, right? So, if you filled up a little bit on some of these, not necessarily at those lows. I get it. Look, the candlestick, just went dark here. So we'll see what happens. But, I see little pivots, but not really the confirmation I see. I mean, both of them stopped right at the 20-day EMA. If we finish today with a big upper wick, honestly, I'd kind of be happy. Maybe I get some UAMY a little bit cheaper here over the next few weeks. But look at the value. It's still rocking and rolling. I mean, yes, up here was all speculation. And if you didn't take some profits up here, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Wait to buy iron close above the 20-day. Yes, Caesar, this would be more on the momentum side. Again, I only have 2 weeks, right? We'll say then this week and next week, kind of a half a week since we got 2 holidays, but then full 2 weeks after that, right? But by the second week of January, all of them have to be filled. So I'm either going to be filling them up on some momentum or maybe on a pullback. We'll see. I feel it's gold doing great. Yes. Yeah, I'm not surprised at that at all. Gold and silver got a lot of catalysts to move higher, a lot of catalysts. So a couple of fish I want to show you. First place to find some fish here. We're going to go to the Unisearch. We're going to go over here. We're going to go trends, new stuff. We're going to do new buy rated stocks, value and price rising, new buy, right? I like that, especially if it's undervalued because it's already doing the work for me. The search is letting me know that value has been rising, price is rising, right? Let's just graph the top 10 of these. You talk about the stock, Dave? Let's see here. Here's Bancorp. Look at that. Value starting to tick up. Broke up to a new swing high as of recently. If we go to 6 month. Actually, let's just go to VectorVest Simple here. Use value. That looks good. That looks really good. A little bit of a dip here. We got a gap to fill. Looks like we've just entered that gap here. Yeah, off today. Hopefully we get close in the gap still. But I like this. It's not bad. It's a bank stock. Here's an insurance company, fresh buy today. Nice transition. Buy, hold to sell. Now we're going back from sell, hold to buy. Value keeps rising here. Earnings per share keeps rising. RT relative timing. Just dip below. A little bit of dangerous waters here, but now everything is looking more positive. I like this. It's actually not a bad one as well. Here's aerospace and defense. Air. Tonight's stock is going to be aerospace and defense. This is interesting. Look at a lot of consolidation here, right? If I zoom out, yeah, a lot of consolidation in that zone. Let's see if we break above this here, about more so right here. Treat this like a resistance zone. That would be my resistance zone. We're in the zone right now. So if you want confirmation, let's take out that previous high. But aerospace and defense, undervalued, rising earnings per share. That's the kind of stock I like. It's hot space and you're getting value. This one, very gappy. I'm going to skip this one. SOXL, look at this. For my semiconductors, it's triple leverage on the long side. Just now getting a buy rating. Look at this gap, but we're giving it away. This is kind of what I'm scared of right now. We gapped up, but not much enthusiasm since the gap up, right? Here's Wisdom Tree. Let's go to 1 year. A lot of pressure here. But looks like that pressure is starting to wane now. RT's back above 1. Seeing some full body candlesticks. Value continuing to climb. This also doesn't look bad. RT just above 1. Nice, but this is a financial management company. Well, Wisdom Tree, most of us are familiar with that. Very volatile. We skip this one. ArcQ, autonomous and technology. I know it's probably got to do with the robots and drones, things of that nature. AI exposure. Can be volatile, but I like the trend here. Buy rating back into place. Should we all go on Data Vault? No. Ollie G. IBD Investors Business Daily. Yes, I actually like that article. I haven't read them in a while. I used to read them a lot. I used to get them here at the office of VectorVest. I do like their articles. Let's see here. But yeah, breakaway dry bulk shipping. Interesting. I'm not gonna stay away from that one. BHP, a little gappy, but we did see some fish there. But now I want to see this. We want to trends crossovers, RT crossover bullish, right? It's always interesting when RT crosses above 1. Normally there's some really good things happening on the chart or on the technicals that, unless you're very familiar with chart patterns, things like that, you may not pick up. But let's see what RT's picking up in this list here. Might have some good fish. This is a stock clear I looked at before. Hit my level of support here. Broke it. Nice retest. Off to the races. Is it earnings today? No, it's not earnings. Semiconductor company. Be careful. A lot of volatility here, but jumped right up to the top of the gap. I just want to close above this gap here. Make sure we didn't. Now we got a gap on the downside. Very careful with this one. See what the news is. Buy recommendation here. But if we take a look at RT. Finally above 1. Yeah, I wanted to stay above 16. A little bit too much of a quick mover. Here is Berkeley Corp. Nice. Just looks like it's filled this gap here. Let's see this line here. Yeah, RT just crossed above 1 as price action is entering the zone here of resistance. Probably put the top of the zone about right here. Now, we could break out of that zone. That's the confirmation I want. I like this already. As an insurance company, rising earnings per share, undervalued. I like what I see so far. Just be careful because this could be resistance coming in hand. RT giving us a little bit of early entry there. Here's Kinsole Capital Group. RT back above 1 here. Undervalued, rising earnings per share. Definitely a more speculative stock. The buy rating has not been given yet. Here's Prim, undervalued as well, chasing value, price action. A little bit of a dip here, but look, RT going back above 1. Maybe troubled waters are behind us. You see our stop price here? 122.64, still trading above the stop price. I like it. Bank stocks now up for 6 weeks. Looks good. I've noticed the financials are looking pretty good here. They're looking pretty good. Let's see here. Scroll down. SPX Technologies. Actually, knew someone that worked for this company here. They got an office in Ballantyne. But look at this. Price right at this prior resistance here. RT trying to stay above it. Let's get price action. Where is that? 209.05. Right now we're at 208.87. Let's get price above there. They're getting a little bit of a premium. But overall, still looks pretty good. Price and values on the rise. Rising earnings per share here. Not bad. MU. Yeah, we'll take a look at MU. That was my 3rd stock pick or 4th stock pick for the portfolio here. Here's B2 Gold Corp. Look at this RT. So if we trying to get in a gold stock, potentially that's not, an over how would that be? Overbought territory, technicals took a breather. This one looks like it has a nice little breather here. RT just back above 1, but uses a consolidation zone. You see price action trying to get above it here. A little bit of upper wick. Let's see if we get a close on it, but this could be a 1 month. Yeah, you can see that here. This might be a nice gold trade, actually. Look at this. Value continues to rise here. The value coming at 748. Whew. Earnings per share rocking. Nice. I'm First Cash Inc. If you want a steady Eddie, this is about as steady as it gets. So if you found yourself having a lot of headaches in 2025, I mean, I'm not a financial advisor, but just look at this chart here. Chasing value, price action, not all over the place. This symbol is FCFS, First Cash. It doesn't look like a bad core holding. You take a look at things like RVRS just to make sure Those fundamental indicators match, but just looking at price action, looking at value, looking at earnings. What the stock a year ago was $100. Now it's at 162. You're talking about what, roughly 60%? Well, let's see what this line is here. What is this line? 104. So yeah, close to 60% here. For a steady Eddie stock, I like that. I like the stock a lot, actually. I mean, you can do your further research and Google what it does and all that good stuff, but just look at the chart. I mean, that's a steady Eddie that just made close to 60% in 2025. Still undervalued, rising earnings. I like that one. Here's FTAI. See, this is the headache. This is the headache here, right? Unless you're a trader, this is definitely not an investment. It can be an investment. I'm not gonna say it's not, but just volatile in nature for sure. Sorry about $80. You got swings up to 180. A lot of swings in the middle here. It's got rising earnings, but if I go to the last 6 months here, look at this. Value's rising, price is rising, right? Earnings is rising. Now RT just went back above 1. Had a little bit of a stall out here. You can see the consolidation I have. I put that at the bottom. You can see that clear level support here. Yeah, as long as it stays above this level support, this zone, I like it. I like it. But definitely not for the faint of heart, that position. Here's NBIX. Let's go to 1 year. Value price on the decline. I don't like that. Value, price started jumping, but look at value. It didn't take long to start jumping. And then we've got price and value rising. And that continues to be the pattern today. Undervalued with value rising, price rising. This actually looks pretty nice. And you just want to make a little trade here. Not use a freehand line, but sorry, not a horizontal line, but a freehand line. Looks like perfect. Pretty well level support here. Nice pivot off of that. Pivot is in play right now. So just be careful of that. Pivot is in play. Not bad. I like it. As long as it stays above this trend line, hey, it's been working. And honestly, use a freehand line on the top end. Just looks like it. Well, no. What do we call that? Broadening bottoms? Is that what it was? Well, actually, I'm at a different page in the book. Remember last week? I'm going to start using this book more often. I've been reading up on diamond bottoms, right? But this channel here is widening, right? This is a widening channel. I'm not going to say if this is a widening bottom category. Let's see here. Not so much on the widening bottoms. I have to figure out which chart pattern that is. But as you can tell, it's a thick book. There's a lot of chart patterns here. So I'm going to try to bring some more knowledge to you. It all started with that broadening bottoms conversation last week. And then I found my old encyclopedia of chart patterns. Oracle is turning over today. All right, let's look at some of these other popular stocks here. So this one, we got the gap up. Pretty much consolidated since the gap. Not quite a fan of that one. But there's a couple others on here. This is an interesting chart pattern. It's like a widening channel. So you can see the level of resistance here. I mean, that puts me at a target over $160. So if this pivot does come into fruition, I mean, yeah, it's got a little bit of room to run here for sure. All right, let's get rid of the graphs. Yeah. All right, last thing I want to show you as far as stock pick strategies 2026. This is the one I've used on a lot of shorts, some 6 p.m. videos. It didn't really take me long to find out it was a good strategy. And it's been bringing in good stocks. I mean, Google being one of them. So let me tell you exactly what I do here. Go to viewers. I go to watch list viewer. Go to special watch list. Look at the NASDAQ 100. So first thing we're going to do is look at the NASDAQ 100, right? Pretty tech heavy, but essentially some of the hottest stocks in the market, right? Once I'm here, I'm going to resort. Value divided by price, right? I want to find the stocks that are undervalued in the QQQ, right? Undervalued in the QQQ. Bringing up Micron, PayPal, Workday, Strategy, NVIDIA, Qualcomm. Quite a few stocks here, right? Meta is in this list, Vertex Pharmacy. Now, tonight's presentation, I'm going to show you the other steps I take when filtering out this list, right? There's a reason why these stocks are undervalued. May not be the best investor enthusiasm, or might just be some great opportunities, right? So the next part of that strategy I will show in tonight's video But you can see, look, NVIDIA, Micron, still some of the most undervalued companies in the NASDAQ 100. I like it. AI told me to buy MU and VST. I've asked some AI platforms, some stock picks. It's always typically the same stocks. You know, it's Mag 7 with a couple other tech stocks, you know, maybe a couple other big energy names or drug names in the list, right? I mean, there's no real creativity when I ask AI about the best stocks of 2026. Just me personally. All right, AI, see here. We have PSS silver calls on the silver side. Nice. I do like Pan American Silver. PAAS. That is one of the top stocks in our stock viewer right now. But if you watched the video Friday, essentially, I chose Orla and one other gold stock. You have to watch the video if you haven't already. Reason why I chose Orla is looking for a breakout, right? Let's just see if that breakout came to some fruition here. No, not the stock chart. Let's go to view stock graph. Voila. Look at that. Above the resistance, right? A lot of consolidation here, right? Anybody only got a few weeks to load up on some gold stocks. I got one gold stock here. It's been consolidating for a long time and now just getting a breakout. Look at that value. Just keep climbing during the breakout, right? I like it. I like it. We'll see what happens here. You know, obviously, I'm probably looking for a retest since we just got a breakout right in this level of support. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens here. Ryan, one question for options. What is good high or low volume for simple calls to put options, not strategy? I'll put it like this, Ology. The relationship between historical volatility and implied volatility gives you a sense of value on that option, right? Gives you a sense of value on the option. If you know that already, yes, it can, right? Because if an implied volatility is greater than historical volatility, typically you're going to be paying a premium on that option. And if you didn't know that, look at that. We're going to learn something today, right? And just to the adverse effect. There's a really cool tool in Options Pro that shows you overvalued, undervalued options. Maybe I could do that one day. And that is something I do consider when looking at options, right? As far as, you know, especially if I'm doing longer term options and I'm the buyer of that, right? Now, if I'm the seller of an option, I want overvalued premiums, right? So you got to look at the adverse effect of that, right? If you're selling options, yeah, you want overvalued options, right? You want premium. That's why typically a lot of people sell options going to earnings, right? You think about earnings, implied volatility. You're implying that a stock's going to make a big move during earnings, right? Compared to historical volatility, which, you know, and how you measure it, looks at stock price volatility over the last few weeks. How to get access to VV options tool, add app subscription or VV7. I'll tell you right now, our Options Pro tool, it's $249 a month. It's expensive, but it gives you some very, very powerful tools there. So you got to do the, you know, cost benefit analysis on your portfolio size. Would just be one thing I would consider. But as far as the tool itself, I use it quite a bit. Maybe I should incorporate that more in 2026. I try not to share too much about it because it is such an expensive tool. I don't want to be, you know, giving it away while a lot of subscribers are paying for it, right? But if you are using it, it's a powerful tool, you know. Let's see here. Is it separate or can we go with one? It's a separate add-on. It will require VectorVest 7 real time. Well, actually, no. It can use any data. You can use end of day, intraday, real time, doesn't matter. Because the Options Pro, it will be real time. So even if you got end of day VectorVest, when you hit the little tools button, it'll be up here. When you get access, you'll see Launch Options Pro. It's going to be real time data, no matter what. So, you know, just weigh it out. You know, it's not for everyone, but if you want to learn options and you got a larger account, definitely worth it. Definitely worth it, I will say. Let's see here. But yeah, looking at these stocks, it's a lot of gold and silver. A lot of gold and silver. No surprise there. So we're going to go right to your stock picks. So for the first batch of stocks, well, let's look at me and Glenn's portfolio here. There's Glenn. You know, he gave me all 8 stocks. We gave it to Joey, put them all on the list. I haven't filled them all up yet. You can see good stocks here. We got Micron, NVIDIA, Broadcom, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Netflix, Axon, Oracle. See, for me so far, I've got one. Shoot, I forgot. That might be in this list here. Either way, we got Micron, Orla, Vino Silver and Gold Mines, ASM. This is tonight's stock. ISSC. Watch the video. TSM. We got silver, Meta, GLD, Netflix, US Antimony, and iron. Yes, Meta. But watch the video though, because it goes in a little bit more strategies, and obviously, I go in the chart. So don't put Meta in the list. Don't put ISSC in the list. I'm not going to break them down. I'm not going to analyze them. Watch tonight's video. Watch tonight's video. And if you missed it last week, I did put my cousin stocks in here. He still likes AMD, but he sold his shares and bought a house in Charleston. Again, the guy bought him, $7-8. So I don't blame him for cashing out and bought a house with it. So this is what he holds right now. Micron, Google, NVIDIA, TSM, and Intel. I'm not going to lie. For semiconductors, that's a powerhouse list right there. It's a powerhouse list. Yes, touch on options tool at some point. Thank you, guys. Yeah, no, I think it's a good idea. I think it would incorporate it more. I just know the price, it turns people off. But hey, there's a lot of tools in there. And Ron Wheeler, he does a phenomenal job. You can make options simple or as complicated as you desire. I try to keep them simple. Right? See, is it separate or can we go with one? It is a separate add-on. You can add on any VV7 subscription. So it's got to be this platform. Can't be mobile. Can't be the new market Launchpad. It's got to be this platform here. All right, let's go to midday market update. Duh. Your picks. All right, first set of picks. 10 stocks. I want your holdings, your best picks for 2026. Your best picks for Pennywise? What? You need a Charger sweater. Pennywise, how about this? But if you mail a Charger sweater here, I will wear it. I will wear your Charger sweater. I ain't got no problem with the Chargers. Now, if you're a New Orleans fan, if you in my division, if you a Dirty Bird, aka the Falcons, or Tampa Bay, probably won't be wearing that. So don't mail it in. Don't mail it in. Probably ain't gonna wear it. All right. So again, these stocks, these are y'all's picks, 2026 picks here. So let's see what everyone's. Okay, you got Kato's here. ITRN. Interesting. UAMY. You can't steal my pick, Alex. I'm just kidding. It's everybody's pick. It just makes sense. It just makes sense. UAMY. Especially, you see the chart. I trade the chart, not my heart. If I traded my heart, I'd be buying stocks at all willy-nilly prices and all. I don't do that. See here. Let's see. We got 10. Let's see what the 10 are. Is this 10? We got 9. Where did I stop with? App. AMD made the list. Nice. I did want to talk about AMD. Lisa Su, probably one of my favorite corporate role models. I mean, she is a phenomenal CEO. And you guys know I always talk about AMD. So we're going to talk about AMD a little bit. And we're going to get some more stocks too. Trust me, this is only the first 10. I'm going to try to get as many as I can. I try to take care of you. So please try to take care of me in that comment section and in the like section. Hit the like button. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. So these are the 10 stocks we got here to work with. IAG, we've got Innova. I did like Innova as well. AMD, still like AMD. AppLovin, Credo, Digital Turbine, US Antimony. So as far as value here, boom, that's the only value. Right? UAMY, you saw the portfolio last week. Hopefully, I am a Sue groupie, Bill. I mean, she's a competitor. I mean, don't count her out. Intel did, and guess what happened to Intel? Now they got to get help from all the other companies, right? Ryan, could you please compare IONX to RGTX? What is that? Are these leverage? IONX? RGTX. Oh, gotcha. I'm not going to compare the ETFs. Yeah, because I'd rather look at the stock itself than just the individual ETF. But let's look at these here. As far as quantum, I'm still going to say the same thing I normally do. Stick to the chart, not your heart right now. Stick to the chart, not the heart. Let's see here. As far as earnings growth rate, where's the leader? We got 47. We got 50. Look at US Antimony. Sales, Credo, US. To both of these stocks, powerhouse stocks when it comes to forecasted data. Now, let's just look at the charts here. Big Bear AI, still well overvalued, 645. Let's take a look at the charts. I'm curious. Let's do that. We're going to use my 3 and 8 real quick. Boom, boom, boom. Let's use. There's the 20. Look at that. Gold. I like gold. There's not much to say about gold other than I like it. If you watch my video, you'll see exactly why I like gold. There's political reasons, international reasons, AI reasons, demand reasons, all kinds of reasons for gold and silver. I like. It's beautiful. I mean, growth rate and earnings is dropping, but still coming at 29%. Sales growth rate healthy, 57%. It's a phenomenal stock, powerhouse stock. That's your stock going 2026. Hey, I can respect it. But when it comes to gold and silver, just be careful. Because another thing I looked at, because not many of you guys watched Friday's video. I could tell. I saw the views. The long-term chart on gold. Even if you just skip to the trading part of the view, and just look at the long-term chart that I put out there, right? Because there's some key levels, right? And if you look at the long-term chart of gold, it can drop real quick, right? So just be careful. Just be careful. Bill, yeah, I'll just call it out right now. Confiscation of assets of other countries, right? You don't think other countries are buying gold and silver to get off our dollar? You're crazy. You don't believe that. But I believe it 100%. That is not a VectorVest opinion. That is my opinion. That is my opinion. All right. I am gold. I like it. I'm not going to sweat gold too much. Innova International is a financial company here. This is the breakout. Look at that. Clear breakout. Not a retest in sight. Well above the 20-day EMA. Naturally, I'm going to think in 2026 at some point, you might just get a retest of this. If you don't, it's probably because of valuation. Look at the valuation. It's rocking up. I like it either way. Yeah. The big, I don't know what this line is. Yeah, where? Let's go back. Where do these lines come from? Might be something. No? Why do I have lines right here? Them lines wouldn't be that. That doesn't make no sense. I put these lines right here probably. That makes more sense for me. Yeah, broke it, retest. I like this actually. I don't know where those lines came from. Was there a split or something here potentially? Usually splits can affect my lines, but either way, we got a nice breakout. A little retest here. Not a great retest. Yeah, if it takes a breather, it gets closer to 20 or 40. But overall, I like it. The only thing here is sales growth rate's dropping, but still 16%. Not bad. Not bad at all. Let's see here. Here's AMD. Here's AMD. I think AMD is going to go way up. I'm going to tell you right now, Jessica, the first thing I thought of in this stock chart here, clearly I watch AMD. We had descending channel, ascending channel, all right? But look at this. We might get a breakout here. We're getting some pressure. The 20-day looks like a lot of stocks are, start out the gate with a lot of enthusiasm, but enthusiasm not quite carrying as much as the bulls might like right now. But if I just extend this line, I might just have to get rid of this one in the meantime. If we get a breakout, look, there's the retest of on the bottom of the trend line. I put my target at the retest, but right now the stock's still overvalued. Valuation is below 200. I like AMD below 200 as far as an investment perspective right now. We got a big gap we haven't filled yet. I'm not sold on AMD, other than the Chat GPT deal, OpenAI deal. That's this big gap up here. But ever since then, I mean, look, it rode the top of the channel, finally left it, came back down, found support, broke it, tried to go back above it, little wiggle action there. And I'm not going to put AMD in my 2026 picks. Not with Micron the way it is, not with TSM the way it is right now. Even NVIDIA, I'll throw in that. There's a couple others, but I'm not going to say sleep on AMD. I don't know where you bought it. I don't know if you're long-term, sell some calls, at least, why the stock's not doing a lot right now. You can generate some income in that. But as far as this one, I don't like the chart. It's overvalued. Why would I want overvalued AMD? Here's the opportunity, undervalued, right? If the price action drops way below our valuation, maybe retest this 200 a day. Who knows what's going to happen in 2026? But as long as it's overvalued, no, I'm still in the Micron camp. Still in the Micron camp. And if you are in it and you're holding it, hey, that's fine. I would take advantage of some option premiums along the way. Maybe take some, especially this volatility. Like we got a big gap up, all this price. Just looking at implied versus historical volatility, it might be overvalued right now slightly. Probably the valuation's getting better and better as price action kind of, pretty range bound over the last few weeks. But as far as 2026 pick, I'm not gonna put AMD in my list. I still love the company though. App loving. Ooh. just trades at a premium. Here's a 200-day, found nice support here, and then just back off to the races. Growth rate earnings 47%, sales growth rate 45%, sales growth rate 68%. I like this. What do you think of SLV? Jessica, SLV is in my 2026 holdings. So I'm going to be very optimistic on gold and silver. I also hold GLD. If you didn't watch the video, I split gold and silver spot ETFs with a matching miner, essentially, right? To kind of reduce some of that volatility when it comes to those miners, right? But either way, still going to be bullish in that. As far as AppLovin, hey, if the investors are willing to pay a premium, I'm not going to be mad at it, right? But right now, the stock is way overvalued, and I've seen it too many times. You know, Oracle, Broadcom, great recent example, right? We got 1, 2, 3 touches here. So it's a nice level of resistance. If we break above this, we have a nice level of support. I want to see price action stay above that, right? We'll see what happens. Overall, I like the chart. It's just, you know, valuation. I could like the valuation a little bit more if it ticked up. It's moving in the right direction, though. It's moving in the right direction. All right, let's see this one here. We got Credo. Look at this. The stock had just diverged away from our valuation and now it's just kind of range bound. I think it's just waiting for the fundamentals to catch up. If I had to guess. I mean, look at value. It's trying to. It's trying to. If it breaks below this, I'm not going to sleep on Credo in 2026. I'm not going to, you know, put it as one of my, you know, the best stocks out there. But yeah, if that value can keep jumping up, I think we're just going to see a little bit of a breather till the fundamentals catch up, right? It's software, you know, so we'll see. Not a bad stock here. If it breaks below this, look for the 200-day pivot. We get close to value. Might not be a bad move, honestly. That 200-day, let's just see here. It's way surpassed that. So I'm going to go, yeah, there it is. This swing high here. So I want that 200-day right in the zone here. So if it pierces below the bottom of this range that we've seen, I'd look to catch at this 200-day. Heck, if value can keep climbing and we get it fairly valued, probably not a bad trade. Here's ITRN. I got dividends here. Let me get rid of those dividends. So it does pay a dividend. I like it. Lower left, upper right. Yeah, it's a little choppy, but look, valuation's moving in the same direction. Does pay a dividend. You know, see what the dividend yield is. See if the dividend, you know, makes sense for your portfolio. But if we look at the forecasted data, 8%, not phenomenal on the forecasted data, but still good. Sales outpacing earnings here. And look at that value tick up recently. Price action, because look at, we got price action just run up here, took a little breather. Now it looks like it wants to run again. I kind of like this. See here, here's apps, digital turbine. This is interesting. I mean, the price action is all over the place. I'm gonna tell you right now, boom, boom, boom. Oh, here we go. I'm just curious. Let's do a freehand line here. This looks too friggin' accurate. Yep, there's your resistance. Boom, boom, boom. That's an ascending channel, looks like we're in, right? So just ping when you're supposed to ping, pong when you're supposed to pong, right? Right now it's at 518. The valuation is 925. And look at the, but that's probably what, 875 there? Yeah, 2026. As long as that value doesn't just drop like a rock, I could see this being a great trade. You're at 515. I mean, that's a calculated bag. I mean, that's a calculated way to get a bag right there, right? Now, if you got off the pivot here around this $4 and we get over 8, yeah, there's a bag. I like this. I like this, actually. Obviously, see what the market's doing, but this is nice. That's a good trade setup. Again, that's apps, digital turbine. Whoever put that in the comment section, thank you for that. You know, for my traders, even my investors. I mean, you're at the bottom, towards the bottom of an ascending channel here, and a greatly undervalued stock. Software. Look at the growth rate and sales, both turnaround stories. Look at this. Something's going on. Do some research here. I might have to do some research myself. Look at that. Growth rate was -8. Sales was -6. 18 and 30 now. That's a turnaround story. All right, here's UAMY. Let's talk about this quite a bit. Again, I got 200-day here. Valuation. A lot of good things. The only problem is, see this 20-day EMA here? Hasn't quite broken it yet, right? Hasn't quite broken that. You see rejection on it quite a few times before. So we'll see. I got about what? I think half my position filled. We'll take a look at my portfolio in just a moment. Here's Katos. Let's see what Katos is doing. Let's go to 1 year. Ever since it broke this trend line. Where's the trend line? Yeah, I'm not sold on Katos. Just way overvalued here. The forecasted data is not horrible. And I'm not going to talk bad about the stock by any means. Honestly, the stock, I'll use a freehand line. Troubled waters, I'm going to say here, treat it like a zone. That's troubled waters. If it breaks this, you see the 200-day moving into that zone as well. I like that, for a technical setup here. It's still scaling up operations. I can see that. That's probably one of the reasons why the value, may not be, quite there yet. Again, our value is pretty strict. And look at RT actually starting to climb back around here. This is interesting. RT's at 0.83, making its way up. The prior swing high, 0.76. So we got RT hitting a new swing high there recently. If we go to a 6-month chart, you see a little bit better. Actually, go 3 months. But just be careful. This is where I'd be looking for rejection right here. Okay. Is that one? I did hear about the German Air Force pretty much ditching an EU manufacturer, essentially. Is that who they replaced it with, Pennywise? Was Kratos? Defense and Security? Yeah, the drones, the wingman drones, that's the future. That's the future. Let's see here. But this still looks good. I'm not going to sleep on it. One of them, yes. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I saw Kratos in the article I saw, but there's like a couple other ones. Yeah, defense, I think it's still going to be hot this year. That's why I do have a defense stock in my list, which will be tonight's presentation. Here's Big Bear AI. Again, boom, it's just getting tighter and tighter. Looks like a little pivot off the 200-day here. Not quite sold on it. Yeah, if you're in it, if this is a swing trade you decided to take last week, I'd look for this as resistance here. Right now, we're getting close to it. 680. Today's high, 655, right? And from the close, 563. So a nice little move to the upside. Yeah, this is my problem with Big Bear AI. Valuation's moving up. That's a lot. I mean, a nice swing trading pattern, but as you can tell, those swings getting smaller and smaller. So I'm going to move on right now. The stock is greatly overvalued. I'm not going to say it can't do big things, but as soon as the announcements were made last year, 2024, look at this. Pump, dump, pump, dump, pump, dump, pump, dump, pump, dump, right? If you want to play that game, you can. Otherwise, until it gets, closer to our valuation or value, starts taking up a little bit more, I'm going to treat it like a swing trade. Nothing more, nothing less. All right, let's get rid of these here. All right, so those were general 2026 picks. Oh, wait, didn't mean to delete that. New watch list. Your picks. Midday. All right, let's see here. All right, go hit that like button. We're going to do another round of stocks. Give me 10 more stocks going in 2026 that you think needs to be on our radar. Let's break them down. 10 more stocks. 10 more stocks here. All right, SoFi. Interesting. MVST. MicroVast. Interesting. Rocket Lab. Okay. Amazon. Flex. Guilt. BCF. AA. Dave. I'm stopping at USAR. That'll be the last one because that's definitely over 10. Try to get as many as I can though. CRWV. USAR. Looks like quite a few defense stocks popping up in the list after these. All right, so as far as value, we're the best value plays here. Alcoa, Barclays, Financial, Dave looks good. Gillat, Microvast Holdings, interesting as well. Forecasted data winners, CoreWeave on the sales, earnings. Is it Dave? Dave by far. There's not even one in the 40s here. Let's look at Dave. Is Dave overvalued? Yeah, it's undervalued too. Let's graph these. This is what we just looked at here before, so I'm not going to talk about it too much, but yeah, it's chasing value. I like what I see right now. A little overstretched from the 20-day, that's for sure. Here's Alcoa. Look at that valuation. Price value dropping. Value stagnant. But once it started to rise, look at that price action really starting to tick up here. Forecasted data, 3%, 28%. Not bad. Let's go back a little bit more, though. Just be careful because you've seen how value and price can fall and rise with this stock. Just be careful. I like it overall. The sales growth rate is faltering. It was at 3% now. Just be careful of that. Otherwise, still looks good. Still looks like a hot runner going in 2026. Here's Barclays. That's a smooth stock. Look at that. Steady Eddie. Lower left, upper right. Went from what? About $15 now to 25. Undervalued still. Forecasted data. This is a great core holding here. Nice steady Eddie stock. I like this. I like this a lot. Again, the last steady Eddie stock we mentioned was 60%. This one went 15 to 25 at $10. It's almost 70, two-thirds, about 66%, right? Roughly. That's phenomenal. These are steady Eddies. It gave great performance last year, right? Here's another one. Look at that. Value came fail, met price action. Now it's ticking up again. Interesting. It's actually higher than it was before, too. The price action rising. Yeah, I like BCS, Pennywise. I know it's not the quantum and AI and crazy stuff, but if you're willing to give me, just like the other steady 60%, heck, I'd take 40% in a year if my stock chart look. Well, the other one was smoother. This one's still pretty smooth, though, right? I like that. You gotta ask yourself what your goals are, but core holding, retirement portfolio, conservative portfolio, it's a nice pick there. Especially if you find yourself holding all tech stocks, right? That can find you in troubled waters, right? Here's Manulife Financial Corp. That's nice. I like that value rocking. Growth rate. Sales is outpacing growth rate too, 21% to 12%. Not shabby. Not too shabby. Here's Rocket Lab. Look at that. So Rocket Lab essentially has got huge contracts, right? Because they don't want SpaceX to be a monopoly. I like Rocket Lab. I know it's overvalued, but they're in a very niche market, right? And they heavily rely on government contracts. I like it. It's just the valuation, obviously, scary me. And look at the big jump today. If I'm looking for a breather, I look for a retest around here. You got a gap to fill too, and the retest on these highs. Now, if you want to chase it, that's up to you. But I'd look to see if it retests and holds right around here. Oh, it's developing its own satellite network? Nice. Nice. I like that. I just think there's going to be more and more reasons why we're going to space. Now I have to put option on it. Still looks good, though. Here's Dave. A lot of consolidation. Look at this. Price action. Jumped up. Consolidation. The value just caught up. Undervalued. Now, this actually looks really good. Like, I can see two pivots here off the 200-day. Yeah, it's the 200-day here. We're well above the 20-day now. Let's see where the 40 is. Hey, we're above the 40, too. Actually, I like this a lot. Dave, nice. Who put in Dave here? Who put in Dave? And Rocket Lab's Neutron rocket is expected to see action this year. A Neutron rocket. That's cool. That is cool. I do like that. Who gave me Dave, though? This is a good one. Look at the growth rate's 51%. I'm going to tell you right now, that's one of the highest in the entire database of VectorVest stocks. I'm telling you, that's one of the highest. Sales growth rate, 63%. Whew. Yeah, it looks like the stock went from $100 to $250. Took a breather. Let the fundamentals catch up. Let the technicals catch up with the 200-day. Technicals are caught up. Stocks undervalued. This is a phenomenon. I like this. Just, you can Google and see what they're doing as far as, their company, but as far as this chart here, as far as the data I'm seeing within VectorVest, this looks phenomenal so far. This looks like a really nice, can carry bigger payloads. That's what we need. It's a new medium lift rocket. Okay. Payloads to space. That's huge. Dave gave you Dave. Really? I have to go back up to the comments section. Did G Dave? You gave me Dave originally? I'm trying to go. There's a lot of comments here. I don't know if I'm going to find it. But if you know, let me know. I appreciate that, Bill. Dave gave me. Well, Dave gave. It looks like it's nice stock. Looks like it's nice stock here. I like this. Ryan, can you tell the institutional buyers data and the graph? Not this graph. No, we don't have institutional data. I don't necessarily know the reason why, but if I had a guess, probably no reason to pay for it, just because about every broker, you can even just Google it. Institutional ownership of a stock. It pops up right away. Give you like 5 brokerages to choose from to confirm the information. So I can see why we don't necessarily pay for it. But yeah, if you want to look at institutional investing, nothing wrong with that. But this looks great overall. Dave Financial. Nice trade setup in the making. Here's Gilt. This is a company I talked about before. I think I did a 6 p.m. video on this a while back. I'm not sure when I did it. Broke it. Failed the retest here. Rejection. We're coming back, though. We're coming back for it. It's undervalued, too, now. Look at sales growth rate, 58%. Earnings growth rate, 26%. That's phenomenal. Let's look at 5 years here. Check out value. Look at this, way overvalued. Price action dropped, value rose, value kept dropping. I don't like this pattern, but this pattern, this I don't like. This I do like. Undervalued, price chasing value. Interesting stock. I like this one a lot. Let's take off the 40 here. I don't need that. Let's just add the 20. Actually, let's do this. Go back to simple. You can see the sell rating is flashing there too. Yeah, just be careful of rejection here. What is this, the weekly? Let's go to 6 month. Let's get out of the weekly. There's end of day here. Boom, boom, boom. Amazon. Poet is as long as it stays above the trend line. Data Vault, I'm not there yet on Data Vault. Not near $1. That Head and Shoulders came right to fruition. Now, if Data Vault held its value as undervalued at these prices, yes, I'd be more excited, but not right now. As far as Amazon, I like the stock, but look, you can see just when it's overvalued here, value just not climbing. The stock's been overvalued for quite a bit. Just using a date line here. I got way too many lines on this. I look at this one a lot for my mom. I don't know why. She still holds it though. It's just overvalued. So yeah, until that value ticks up, I see Amazon just taking a breather right now. Not necessarily a problem. Not necessarily a problem. Let's see here. What time is it? Let's add a couple more stocks. We'll do 5. 5 stocks. First 5 coming through as of right now. Well, I'm waiting on those stocks. I'm going to put in Poet and DVLT real quick. These are 2 stocks I've talked about quite a bit on the channel. But I gave everyone fair warning about Data Vault. Look at this. 86 cents. No, I'm not going to buy it right now. Look at this. I like its tokenization. Here's Poet. Oh man, yeah, I kind of regret not getting into Poet. But I like Poet. They're in photonic semiconductor. As long as it stays above this, hey, I like it. But yeah, we're right in my resistance zone. So until we break above $8, I'm not quite sold on it right now. As far as Data Vault, value drop, price dropping. No. This is why I say don't love your stocks. Don't fall in love with your stocks, right? I like it. I didn't fall in love with it. I dropped this sucker right at the shoulder here, right? Look, it's going down. Stop price was way up here. So you're still holding on it. That is why I say discipline. If you don't have discipline, tokenized stocks, crypto, quantum, that ain't going to be for you. I'll tell you that right now. You're going to get yourself into a lot of hot water. All right, let's get out of here real quick. Boom, boom, boom. Let's get rid of these two. I'm going to take those last few stocks here. But yeah, I don't mind checking up on stocks that I've talked about quite a bit. All right, let's see here. Broadcom. Take a look at it. GILD. RGTI. There we go. No. Defend. One stock per person. RBRK. Grit. That's not on there. Fix. Apple. Yeah, Keith. I think Amazon needs a catalyst to make that next move. I'm not going to sleep on Amazon. I mean, they're still they're the largest cloud provider, right? I'm not going to sleep on them. What is Poet valuation per VectorVest? I'll tell you right now, Ology, if I say that, you're not going to be happy with it. It's like $1 or something, or $2. Like, it's way overvalued, Poet. So again, stick to the chart, stick to that trend line. With that being so overvalued here. See Broadcom. Tesla. Yeah, we take a look at Tesla. MLI. NOP, I think I already have, right? No. Rigetti. I think I have Rigetti in the list here. No, I don't. TI. EME. All right, let's get these in here. What time is it? 1:01. Yeah, because I got a 6 p.m. video due. I got a meeting today, and I got the daily color guard this week. So yes, you'll see me daily color guard. Let's just graph these. Jump right into it here. Again, ascending channel. That is a nice steady Eddy. We've been talking about this ascending channel. I think I've scooted up these lines several times now. Whoever keeps giving me this stock, whoever keeps ignoring this stock, I wouldn't ignore this one. I would not ignore this stock. It's just easy peasy from $80 in this channel down to about 120. As long as it stays not ascending channel, as long as this value keeps rising. We just saw another big pop in value over the last few days here. Went from 160 now to 165. I like that. Did I add SoFi? I think SoFi should be in this list. That was like one of the first stocks. No, I meant to put SoFi. Sorry. All right. And then we could graph them. Yeah, as far as this position here, poof. Please put your sweater on the right side out for the color. It is right side out. Come on. It is right side out, Bill. I got no tag. Yeah, tag's in there. What you talking about? All right, but SoFi, yeah, I did add that here. Fix still looks good. Nice little pivot here off the gap. It's just going up in tangent with value, rising earnings per share. No worry there. Back to a buy rating. Go Broncos. Heck, no, I can't say go Broncos. They messed us up last time. We're in the Super Bowl. I do respect them, but I can't say go Broncos. Even though I got family in Denver. I'll be out there soon. All right, let's see here. Freehand line. This is not. I do like this. This is a clear support level. This is a strong support level for here. Let's say it's consolidation. Yeah, let's just stay above this line here. That gives us a little bit tighter than our stop price. But look at that value. It's up over $16 now. Earnings per share. Look at this jump in earnings per share. Transportation ship company. I like it. This nice stock. EME. We're just back in this consolidation zone here. We're stuck, right? We're stuck. So if we break out, don't marry the stock. I got hopes to the upside because the stock's undervalued, rising earnings per share. Broadcom, yeah, just a retest. Look at it. Simple retest. I don't know. If you bought this dip here on this channel break, just stay disciplined. That wouldn't be me. Look at the value too. Take it up again. Like if they can meet somewhere in the middle, I like it. I don't know if this damage is over yet. I don't know if that. I'm not gonna say so. But yeah, I like Broadcom. But again, just a little stretch on the valuation. You know, kind of like AMD, even though it's got that partnership with the TPUs with Google, which is very exciting for sure. Let's get rid of the. Well, this would be for a real severe pull off, actually. What is this horizontal line here? Look at that. There's this touch. We still got a gap fill here too. We didn't retest it, and we still got a gap. We're in the gap. We never retested it. So yeah, I'd be careful. I'm looking for a gap fill here. I don't think the damage is quite done on Broadcom, at least in the short term. Long term, I still like it. Apple, just so overvalued. I mean, you got NVIDIA, you got TSM, you got so many other undervalued companies here. I don't like Apple trading at a premium. You know, if you like it, hey, that's on you. I'd want to see price at least stay above. What is this swing high here? Yeah, there's the breakout. Retest, breakout here. Broke out and then retested it right away. Still like it, but I just need to stay above 260. Just the valuation's my only concern with Apple. Here's Gilead Science. Look at this one. Look at the valuation. Up to 170. The stock's kind of its own way here. You see my lines? It's got, you know, it's right here, that 134. I like this. Apple has crap earnings growth. What's Apple? I haven't done USAR yet. It should be on the list, though, because I did put it in there. This is interesting. If we take out that swing high here, this could be a trade setup. As far as an investment, that doesn't look bad either, honestly. I don't like Apple. It looks as bad as their device. Well, you know, I also am team Android. I got an Android phone. You know, I talk about Google all the time. So, you know, it's hard to be. But, you know, if Apple was undervalued, you know, like Google was not long ago, and then it chased up and met its value, that trade makes sense. But Apple just trading at a premium right now. No, I don't see that. No, I'm not here for it. You know, if that's you, I'm not gonna say it's a bad thing. It's just not really what I would like to do. As far as Tesla, let's see what Tesla could do. Let's look at the big picture on Tesla. 5 years, new highs, 494. Look at the value. It's just not coming by. It all has to do with the robots and the cars and stuff. We'll see if it comes to fruition. But I'm not going to be sold on the value. I'm not going to sleep on Tesla, but it's trading at a premium. And this stock is very volatile. Has a lot of max drawdown in sometimes. You can see here, right? A lot of max drawdown sometimes. So don't be afraid to take some profits. You know, if you're holding it, you can always get back in at some point. I'm not saying necessarily take the profits today, but just don't marry it. Don't marry the stock, right? You know, if this value starts shooting up, feel a whole lot more confident about Elon and the team. But right now, his competitors are catching up quite a bit here. All right, here's DFIN. Look at that. DFIN dropped like a rock in 2020. That's actually to the T. Look at that. Nice retest, nice breakout. I like this. Look at that. This is the zone I was looking at here before. Came back down in the zone. It's back up. I like it. There's a lot of big news, a lot of budgets. This is interesting. Triple leverage is obviously, if it was a triple leverage, it'd be nice for the 2026 portfolio. But I like my pick that I did this evening. It is a defense company. It's one of the top VectorVest picks for defense. So I like it. But hey, looks like troubled waters are over. We got our breakout to the upside here. We got full body candlesticks. I like what I see. If you're looking for some kind of retest, probably look right in here somewhere. Yeah, probably around 64, the retest. Here's SoFi. I don't know what this little guy's doing. Get you out of here. It's got a 1 year. See, I talked about this line with SoFi here, right? See, boo, 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 boo. Came back, touched it. Kind of right in here, but yeah, I'm going to say SoFi probably breather, you know. You see back here, we got a big breather here. But yeah, the stock went from $10 to $30. The valuation, you know, just crossed above $10 essentially. You know, this is the last time I talked about SoFi. Was this little channel here. You see the channel? Maybe make it a little wider. That's the bottom of the channel, right? Here's the top. Boom, boom, boom. You got the breakout. Went parabolic. And then it used an old trend line to find resistance, right? This old trend line here, find resistance. Yeah, we're getting rejection at that resistance. So that would be my only thing. You know, if you get a little bit of breather here, but otherwise, yeah, it's just overvalued right now. I still like the stock, but just I'd be more in the profit-taking category, at least in the short term. Not saying opportunities can't, still present themselves in 2026. Here's an interesting one. We got Rubric. What's old Rubric doing? Let's just see what this line, if it touches anything. Oh, it does. Look at that. Gapped above the line, came back down, failed the retest. So what am I looking at? Retest from the bottom. Probably rejection from the bottom, if I had to guess. Way overvalued. Earnings per share is negative, moving in the right direction. But I'm not going to pay a premium for that. RBRK, cybersecurity. Okay, cybersecurity. So that might be why it's trading at a premium. But I don't like this. I don't like this line here. As long as if we're below this line, I'll be bearish. Until we get above this little line here, I'm like, just be careful. Be careful with that one. Here's Rigetti. Old Rigetti. Sell. Where's the value at? 298 is trading at $26, right? You can see we had some tension here, broke out, did a whole lot of nothing, rallied, dropped like a rock. Again, this is quantum. So overvalued. I'd stick to the technicals here. But as long as it stays above this, about $18, I'm going to be optimistic. Right now it's at 26. So let's just raise that bar here to about this swing high. You can see it's just a pivot off the swing high, prior swing high. That's all this was. It's just a little pivot off of it, right? And then if this high turns out to be lower than this high, I'd watch for this to break. Just be careful. Not saying it will. Just be careful. If this breaks, and I can get value tick up a little bit more, I'm going to put it like, some of the other, the data center stocks. I'm looking for value when it comes to this quantum stuff. I don't want to, if I'm jumping in way overvalued speculative industries, trade the chart, not your heart, right? My heart's telling me the stock's way overvalued, and it's really just moving off, this pivot swing high here. That's the excitement I see in it. I know there's news and things like that. Look at the news, see what's happening with their computers. All right, what time is it? 1:12. Whew, I got to get out of here. I got a 6 p.m. video. All right, so look out for tonight's video. I use the QQQ undervalued strategy, and I use top VST. Sometimes it's just best not to try to reinvent the wheel. I trust the VectorVest software, and I think the picks this evening are going to be phenomenal from the software. So on that note, you guys enjoy your afternoon. If you got access to the software, come check me out, the daily color guard report. If you don't have access to VectorVest software, feel free to take out a trial. Right now, it's 99 cents through the holiday. I know those cups of coffee are costing you more than that. So if you're interested in making some money in 2026, give us a shot. Take care, guys. Bye.